Hello everyone, welcome back. You played the final match. Now, they're out forever. In every person's life, there comes a moment, a singular event that is unlike any other. It's the final match, the last battle, where everything you've worked for, everything you've sacrificed, everything you've endured is tested. There's no turning back after that final whistle blows, no retreat, no second chance. It's the point where you face the culmination of every decision, every heartbreak, every moment of doubt. You've already crossed the line. You've played your game. Now, in the aftermath of that final match, there is no what if. There is no second shot, no redemption. The scoreboard is final. The outcome is etched in stone. And the people who watched, the ones who once cheered you on, or perhaps even doubted you, have all gone silent. The world moves on, indifferent to your victory or your defeat. What they once whispered, once shouted, once debated, is now irrelevant. In the grand scheme, they are out forever. But this is where the real test begins. When the cheering stops, when the stadium empties, when the cameras turn off, that's when the real match begins. Because the final match isn't just about the trophy you hold, the medals around your neck, or the recognition you earn. The true essence of the final match lies in the moments that nobody sees. The internal struggles, the mental warfare, the loneliness that sets in when the spotlight fades. And now, they're out forever. The crowd, gone. The opinions, silent. It's just you. And that is all you need. The moment you step off the field, the moment the final whistle blows, you might feel an emptiness. You might feel relief, or perhaps regret. But understand this, what you did in that final match will never be undone.
Every drop of sweat, every bruise, every sacrifice you made is now a permanent part of your legacy. There are no rewinds, no replays. You have already played your best. And if you walk away with your head held high, knowing you gave everything, then that's the only victory that matters. Let me remind you, it doesn't matter if you won or lost. The game, the final match, wasn't about the outcome. It was about the journey. It was about how you played. It was about the blood, sweat, and tears that you poured into it. What they think, what they say, what they expect, none of that defines who you are. The moment the final match ends, it's not the world that defines you, it's how you define yourself. And as for them, the spectators, the critics, the doubters, they are out forever. They will no longer have a say in what happens next. Their words were temporary, like the applause of the crowd. In the grand scheme of things, they fade away just as quickly as they arrived. You, on the other hand, are permanent. You are carved into this moment, whether they choose to acknowledge it or not. Your actions, your choices, your resilience, that's what remains. You've heard the voices, haven't you? The ones that told you you weren't enough, that you couldn't go the distance, that you didn't have what it took. They've been silenced now. The final match ended, and in the end, their voices were drowned out by the sound of your determination, your willpower, and your relentless pursuit of what you believed in. Now, they are irrelevant. They are out forever. But you are still standing. You are still here. And you are the one who will carry the weight of your own decisions. You are the one who will carry the lessons learned, the scars earned, the memories made. And when the next battle comes, when the next challenge presents itself, you'll be ready. Because you know what it means to fight. You know what it means to endure. The final match is over, but your story isn't. It's only just begun. In fact, it has always been about what comes after. How will you rise from this moment? How will you move forward when the finality of the match stares you in the face? That is the real challenge. Not what happened yesterday, not the final score, but what happens next. The world won't wait for you to heal. It won't wait for you to figure it all out. It won't wait for you to grieve your losses or celebrate your wins. Time doesn't care about your past. It moves forward relentlessly. The question now is, will you? Will you move forward? Will you let the final match define you? Or will you define yourself by what you do next? The truth is that this is your time now. It's always been your time. And whether they are out forever or not, it doesn't matter. This is your journey, your life, and your legacy. So step out into the world knowing that you have done what most can never do. You've faced the final match, you've fought, you've bled, and you've stood tall. But now, you must take what you've learned and use it. Use it to fuel the next chapter. Use it to inspire those who may one day face their own final match. Let them see in you the fire that refuses to be extinguished, the strength that only comes from having faced the darkest of times and survived. You are more than the final match. You are the sum of every battle you've ever fought, every loss you've ever endured, and every moment you've ever had to dig deep into yourself. And in the end, those who mattered will remember you, not for the final match itself, but for how you lived, how you continued, and how you rose. They will remember the fire in your eyes, the intensity in your heart, and the way you refuse to be defeated. When you play the final match, when you reach that moment where there's no going back, you are forced to confront yourself. You face the raw truth of your existence. You face the culmination of every fear, every regret, every victory, and every failure. It's a brutal, unflinching mirror reflecting everything you are and everything you could have been. But that mirror doesn't define you. What defines you is what you do next, how you rise from the ashes, and how you move forward with the strength that only comes from truly knowing the depths of your own soul. And so, let me leave you with this final thought. You played the final match. You gave it everything. You left it all on the field. Now it's time to take that and build something even greater. Don't look back. Don't regret. Don't waste a single moment dwelling on what has passed. Instead, take all that you've learned, all the pain, all the lessons, and turn it into something that will shake the world. The final match was just the beginning. You're not done yet. You are just getting started. The rest of the world may have turned its back, but you are the one who will carve your path forward. You're the one who will make sure they remember your name long after the final whistle blows, because they might be
out forever, but you will live forever in the actions you take, the battles you fight, and the legacy you create. Never forget that. The final match is just the beginning. It's not the end. It's never the end. For those who understand the meaning of the final match, it is just a new beginning. When that final whistle blows, when the game is over, that is the moment you can truly grasp the power of what you've accomplished, and more importantly, what you are now capable of. The match might be finished, but the war you're fighting within yourself, the fight for personal greatness, has just begun. You see, the final match represents a crucible, a test where every fiber of your being is challenged, stretched, and in some cases, broken. But from this brokenness, you rise. It's an inevitability. You cannot endure such a battle without being transformed. And if you allow the final match to do its work, you'll find that your transformation is not just external, it's internal. That's where true power resides, in the mind, in the heart, and in the unshakable resolve that builds after you've weathered the worst. The people who surrounded you during that final match are now irrelevant. Their opinions were never what mattered. The only voice that matters now is your own. Because after that last game, after you've given everything, you find out who you really are, and you face the most important question of all. What do you do now? It's a question that few are prepared for, a question that comes with the weight of everything that has been and everything that could be. When you step away from the field, from the court, from the arena, wherever that final match was fought, you might be tempted to feel empty. You might feel lost. It's normal. You've just put everything you had into something, and now it's over. But here's the thing. That feeling of emptiness, that feeling of being lost, is not something to fear. It's not something to avoid. It is simply the space that has been created for the new, the next chapter to unfold. You have cleared the path for something even greater than what you've already achieved. Look around you. Look at the world that awaits. You've crossed the threshold, and now you're standing on the other side. The final match was your initiation. You've walked through fire, and the person who emerges from that fire is different from the person who entered. The final match wasn't the finish line, it was the gateway. Now you are faced with the infinite possibilities of what you can achieve next. But here's the hard truth that nobody talks about. Most people are afraid of what comes after the final match. They want to cling to the comfort of the victory, to the accolades, to the recognition that follows. But the real challenge, the real test, is the silence that comes once everything is over. That is where most people falter. They don't know how to handle the void that comes after the applause stops, after the victory is celebrated, and after the world moves on. This is the moment when you find out what you're truly made of. This is when you must ask yourself, are you ready to face the emptiness, the uncertainty, the relentless pursuit of even greater heights? The ones who are ready to take on the next phase of the journey are the ones who understand something that most people fail to grasp. The end of one chapter is just the beginning of another, and it's not going to be easy. It never is. But you are no stranger to hard work, no stranger to the grind. You've proven that already. The final match didn't break you, it refined you. But understand this, the real victory, the real triumph, is not in the applause you receive at the end of the final match. It's in the small, quiet victories you claim day after day as you continue your journey. It's in the sacrifices you make when nobody is watching, when nobody is applauding. The real battle starts when the world forgets, when the world moves on, and all that's left is you and your commitment to your craft, your growth, your development. There will be days when you will feel that familiar doubt creeping back in. There will be days when you question if it was all worth it, when you wonder if the fight is even worth continuing. Those days will come. But I need you to understand that those days are normal. Those moments of darkness are the very things that will test you, that will challenge you to keep going. It's during those moments that you truly prove your worth. It's not when everything is perfect, not when the world is cheering for you. It's in those lonely, silent battles where you build the character that will carry you through the rest of your life. You've been through a lot already, haven't you? You've faced adversity, you've taken hits, you've had setbacks, but you're still here, you're still standing, and that is the most powerful thing of all. Every setback was a setup for a comeback. Every defeat was a lesson in disguise. And now, after the final match, after the world has turned its back, you have a choice. Will you give up, or will you rise from the ashes? Will you let the silence defeat you, or will you find strength in it? Here's something that will challenge your mindset. The victory you achieved in that final match, no matter how sweet it was, should never be your end goal. The win is just a milestone on your journey. It's the fuel that propels you to the next challenge. It's the motivation that keeps you moving forward. Don't allow yourself to be defined by one victory or one moment. There's so much more ahead of you. The final match was just the beginning. It was the test. the proving ground. Now it's time to take what you've learned and apply it to everything you do. Every challenge, every opponent, every obstacle you face from here on out will be met with a different mindset, a mindset forged in the fires of the final match. Remember this: you are never done growing. You are never done evolving. The moment you believe that the final match defines you, that's when you've truly lost. The journey is far from over, and now that you've faced the ultimate test, now that you've confronted your deepest fears, you are more equipped than ever to face what lies ahead. You have the experience, the strength, and the resilience to push through any obstacle, to overcome any challenge. When the final match is behind you, you must focus on what's next. The clock never stops ticking, and the world never stops changing. There are always new battles to fight, new peaks to scale, new victories to achieve. You've already proven you can survive. You've already proven you can thrive under pressure. Now, it's time to do the impossible. Now, it's time to reach for even greater heights. But it's not going to come easy. It's never easy. But you have something others don't. You've played the final match. You've walked through the fire and come out stronger. You're not the same person you were before. You are now a warrior, a force that cannot be stopped. So as you continue forward, remember this: the final match is not the end, it's only the beginning. And the true power lies not in the victories you've already achieved, but in the relentless pursuit of greatness that lies ahead. You are not defined by the match that just passed. You are defined by the fire within you and the battles you are willing to fight in the future. And when those battles come, when the world turns its back again and doubts creep into your mind, I want you to remember one thing. You've played the final match, and you're still here. You are unstoppable. And as long as you remember that, there is nothing that can ever stand in your way. Keep moving forward. Never look back. The best is yet to come. When you step into the unknown, when you look at the world with all its chaos, challenges, and opportunities, you need to remember that you're not merely standing at a crossroads. You're standing at the threshold of something immense. You've already fought and endured what many couldn't. And now, after playing the final match, you've entered a new realm of possibility. A realm where the rules are different, where the expectations are higher, and where the stakes have been raised. The beauty of life and the beauty of everything you've just gone through lies in this very moment. This is where the magic happens. The best is yet to come, because you haven't even scratched the surface of what you're truly capable of. The lessons learned in the final match, whether it was a victory or a defeat, are stepping stones leading you to a place of unimaginable greatness. The path ahead is not one you walk alone. It's one where every single experience, every obstacle, every challenge will prepare you for the next leap forward. If you think the final match was the end of your journey, then you're selling yourself short. That match was just a singular point in an ongoing narrative of your life. Think about it. Do you really believe that everything you've done until now has been for nothing? Do you believe that the blood, the sweat, the sacrifices you made were just fleeting? Number, that's not how life works. Life isn't about the fleeting moments of success. It's about the long, relentless pursuit of something greater. The best is yet to come, because the potential within you is boundless. It's only a matter of how far you're willing to push yourself, how much you're willing to sacrifice, and how much you're ready to endure. The truth is that life isn't designed to stay static. We're not meant to simply live in the aftermath of a single victory or a single defeat. We are meant to grow, to adapt, to transform. You've already passed the hardest test. Now what's next? What do you do when the final match is over and there's no more applause, no more eyes watching your every move? The world is full of people who stop, when they've reached a milestone. They stop when they've hit a personal achievement, whether it's a promotion, a championship, or even just the feeling of accomplishment after years of hard work. But if you're one of the few who's truly ready to take on the best, you don't stop at the finish line. You keep going, you keep pushing, and you keep moving forward. The best is yet to come, because your journey is never truly finished until you choose to stop. There is no limit to what you can accomplish, no boundary you can't push, no peak you can't climb. The only person who can stop you now is the one staring back at you in the mirror. When you step into your future, understand this: the only limits are the ones you impose on yourself. That's the greatest truth of all. The moment you stop imposing limits, the moment you stop living within the boundaries of fear and self-doubt, that's the moment when your life will truly begin. Now don't get confused. The road ahead won't be easy. It will never be easy. That's the nature of true greatness. It's not found in comfort, in the easy wins, or in resting on past achievements. No, greatness is achieved when you push beyond what you thought was possible. Greatness is achieved when you rise from the ashes of your own failures and face forward, determined to reach higher, to go farther, and to be better than you were yesterday. The moment the final match ends, the journey truly begins. Let me tell you something. If you can survive that moment of finality, if you can endure the pressure, the struggle, and the challenge of giving everything in that match, then you can face anything that life throws your way. You've proven it already. You've fought through the storm, you've faced the fire, and you've come out the other side stronger. And now, you have the power to shape your destiny. But here's the critical point to understand. Success is not something that happens in one moment. Success is the result of 1,000 small decisions, 1,000 little acts of perseverance, and 1,000 moments when you choose to keep going, when everything inside of you is telling you to quit. It's not about what happens in the grand gestures. It's about the quiet moments, the hard hours, the relentless focus, and the hunger that never fades. The best is yet to come, because the process of becoming who you truly are is just beginning. Think about all the things you've already overcome. Think about the battles that, at one point, seemed insurmountable. Think about the times when you doubted yourself, when others doubted you, when the weight of the world was too heavy to bear. And yet here you are. You made it through. You survived, and you are stronger for it. Those challenges, those dark moments, are the very things that have made you who you are today. They are the backbone of your resilience. The best is yet to come, because every hardship you've endured, every battle you've fought, has prepared you for what lies ahead. And what lies ahead is something unimaginable, something powerful, something that will make everything you've been through worth it. You mustn't rest on your laurels. You mustn't believe that the final match is the end. If anything, that match was the key to unlocking a new version of yourself, a version that is ready to take on the world with fire in your heart and steel in your bones. The journey from here on out will be even more challenging, more demanding, but more rewarding than you can even imagine. Look at the greats of history, the ones who didn't stop, the ones who faced rejection after rejection, failure after failure, and yet rose to unimaginable heights. Look at them. What do they have that you don't? The answer is simple. They have the same drive, the same hunger, the same willingness to push forward, no matter what. They didn't stop after their first match. They didn't rest on their laurels after their first success. They kept going. They kept pushing, learning, and evolving. And that's exactly what you must do. The world will try to knock you down. It will throw obstacles in your path. It will place barriers that seem impossible to overcome. But as you've already seen, the final match wasn't the end. It was just the beginning of your story. And now, you are the author of your next chapter. You can choose how your story goes. You can choose to push forward, no matter how many times you fall, how many times you fail. You can choose to rise again and again until your dreams are no longer dreams. They are your reality. But you must also understand this. You must learn to embrace the struggle. The grind is what sharpens you. The pain is what builds your character. The setbacks are what shape your resilience. It's easy to look at the final match and see it as the defining moment. But the true defining moments come after the match. They come when you wake up the next day and decide to keep moving. When you face the pain of failure and decide that it won't defeat you. When you look at the future and say, I'm not done yet, I'm just getting started. The truth is, the best is yet to come, because right now, you are in the process of becoming who you were always meant to be. You are in the process of stepping into your full power, your full potential, and your full greatness. This isn't the end. This is only the beginning. You have learned something most people will never learn. You've learned what it means to push beyond your limits. You've learned what it means to endure, to persevere, and to fight, even when the odds are stacked against you. And that, right there, is the key to unlocking your future. So no matter what happens next, know this: the best is yet to come. The future is yours. It always has been. Now go out and claim it. The world is waiting for you to rise, to take your place as the leader, the warrior, the champion that you were born to be. The best is yet to come, and you, my friend, are just getting started. In the end, remember this: the final match was just a moment in time, but your journey is endless. The trials you faced, the pain you endured, and the victories you claimed have all shaped you into someone unstoppable. The best is yet to come, because your true power lies not in resting on past achievements, but in the relentless pursuit of what's ahead. Keep pushing forward. Never stop evolving, and always remember that the greatest challenges are yet to unfold. Your story is just beginning, so make it count.